I was going to my seat.
Okay, actually, that seat, you can't be seen in that seat. All right, so it's. Okay, so it's live now, which isn't ideal, but it is. All right, here's what I'll do. Well, let's say we'll start at 7:45 to give people hopefully enough consent and get me the link, and I can send it out and people can get it, and I can put it on. Christine will put it on the synagogue's website, and I'll put it on my Facebook and Instagram, and
People a chance to adjust.
people a chance to see it, yeah. But it is live now, so just like be aware of that. Okay.
Can somebody walk across the stage so I can see if it's working? I see it up there, but it's not on
Can you see me on the screen?
there. Yeah, I can
Okay.
It's good.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, yeah, I just saw you on my screen too.
What?
I just saw you on my screen too.
Oh, did you get the link?
Yeah,
Can you send it to us?
yeah, but you shouldn't be watching it, because it'll make feedback.
I won't be watching it.
There's no chat.
Plus there'll be about a 2 or 3 second
There
delay.
is a chat.
No, it says you have to enable the chat. It is currently enabled.
Yeah, but if he's watching the video,
I know,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
watching it too, like, to make sure. it's
Okay.
good. And for,
Your phone died, I have charger.
we had done a live service at one of the churches that I work at. And the guy, the minister, had the volume up a little bit so you could hear. It was very distracting.
Happens reminds me of classes all the time.
when I stream, if I'm like checking my stream sound working, I'll like go to it and the stream sounds everything, since the stream's also my desktop audio.
Yeah.
So it'll have like the stream and it a few seconds delayed, for like however long they keep it on the clock.
Whatever you're saying now is being broadcast in the internet.
Cool. Hi, internet.
Um, Actually, I have an idea of what I can do. There's 3 people watching now, so that's probably Christine, me, and you now.
I'm not watching it, I do not have
You don't have the link? Oh, no, I didn't actually send it to you. Oh, maybe not.
everybody likes, so the algorithm promotes it.
I think the baby's okay.
Huh?
I think the baby's okay.
Yeah, but it's okay.
Okay, well. The new link was just sent. Is the smart zone, is it all good?
I mean, yeah, so I said, just give me a minute, I just need a minute to forward the new link to some people.
Okay.
It's got the video going on this one.
Yeah,
It's on.
it's live right now, so
Yeah.
you can go, up there and, how many people are in the building right now?
7.
7.
start going?
Oh, I don't know if I signed up to them. So I think that means you didn't ever sign up. Does one of you have like a portable phone charger?
Yes. Always do. 2 ports. Do we need me to touch people for you?
Right. Okay, it's 7:30. I have an idea. There are, what did you say, there's 7 people in the building?
I think.
7, possibly 9 now, I think it's 2 more.
Who came in?
2 people. We don't know who they
But
are.
what?
We don't know. We don't go to the synagogue yet.
I'm Brian Grockman, here to listen.
Oh, cool.
So we're excited.
Thank you.
This has been, we're looking forward to it.
I have an idea, and I want to delay a little bit, so people find it like, do we have a weekday?
Weekdays you do it. Weekdays. Where are you from?
Originally back,
Okay, me too. Where at? Me too.
Oh, okay.
Where are you, community center?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. What show do you do?
Well, I mean, Pennsylvania, area, but now I'm in Florida.
Are you still a little friend?
Well, it's about kids, Max.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And ancestors are high school, so there.
Any music college?
Lots of places to fly.
We're figuring it out.
College?
I never.
There we go. Okay.
Emory, I just went to a virtual thing with them yesterday.
What'd you say?
I just went to a virtual program with them yesterday.
There you go. I just committed there, this weekend.
Exciting.
Okay.
Do you need help with anything? Or anything I can do?
What I want to do, not quite yet. One second here. And I see if this charges up.
I don't have your password, so.
Well, if anything pops up and it looks important.
Okay, I will watch them.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, it's live now. So what I was thinking of doing, because I wanted to give little people a couple chances to do the email, I thought I would do a little more. And it's, we don't have a minion, so I'll just do a few things out of. Yeah. And not everyone, Jean's not Jewish and Christine's not Jewish, so, I think we have like 6 Jews, but we'll do a little bit of that to entertain anyone who's like that, and then we'll, if anything pops up that looks important, we'll like that.
What?
There's people there,
I don't know.
18 watching now.
I see videos. Well,
I do see people in there.
your uncle's there, so if he can figure it out. I
If
will.
if anything like urgent pops up, tell me, and then the other thing, once you start to go, you put that in there. That's,
Yes.
I want a video that has like that back.
Okay, should the back of your phone be on the back of the thing, or just?
Matter as long as it's I
Okay,
mean, if you can do it in selfie mode, if it's easier, it's really just the backup, so
okay.
if something goes wrong with the other screen.
Real quick.
Yeah.
It looks like you have two cues.
Yeah.
Collaterally, you need the E minor.
Yeah.
That's after the two pieces.
Yeah.
And then after the last piece of the piano, you need D major for coverage. Do you want to just ask me specifically for E minor and a highlight?
Those are the two cues. Yeah, D major for, oh, the Musa.
Yes.
Yeah, for that one, just, yeah.
Okay, and if I just went with power on,
Yeah.
it'd be better. Is that enough?
Yeah.
Okay, and same.
Yeah. Erev Tov, everyone. I hope many of you are here and found the new link. If you're watching me, I guess you are here and found the new link. We just had a little technical glitch, so I've been told that when they planned how to send people to tutorial school, they weren't planning on, they didn't put live streaming in the curriculum, so we're figuring it out a little bit as we go along. I thought in order to give a couple more people a chance to find the email, I would pray a little bit of Mariv before I do that. Actually, I'm just going to check one more technical thing. Be back in a second. So since we don't have a minyan in the building, this is where I ask my religious school students, how many people are in a minyan? I see someone holding up 10 fingers, like they're a little religious school student who would do it that way. Yeah. Okay. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Adonai Elohechem Emet. I'll sing Michamocha and we'll give a moment for silent prayer, which I think will help me get a little centered before we get started. Michamocha Beidim Adonai, Michamocha Nedar B'Kodesh, Naratahi Lo Tosef Elem. Adonai Yimlok Le'Olam V'Hed V'Nei Markif Adonai Yimlok Adonai Elohim Yisrael. Ushmor Tzeitin Avoid Eloheim L'Shalom Et Aviad Olam Baruch Hu Baruch Atah Adonai Shemer Amo Yisrael. Ki hamalchut shel Adonai lo me'atim lo b'kavod. Ki ein lanu melech ela atah baruch atah Adonai hamelech b'kvodo. Tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed. V'yal kol ha'asagita. Say shalom b'marakuya, say shalom aleinu v'yafo Yisrael v'yamru ameinu leinu l'shabbat l'adonai kol l'kikru. V'nehamar v'hei Adonai l'melech al kol ha'aretz b'yom ha'hu Adonai echad u'shemo echad. Okay. The text of that song, Hareini Mekabel Alai Mitzvat Havarei Va'ahavta L'Recha Kamocha. Va'ahavta L'Recha Kamocha is the commandment to love your neighbor as yourself. That's the simple meaning of the text. And the famous Jewish mystic known as the Ari, Rabbi Isaac Luria, in 16th century spot in northern Israel, introduced that into the Siddur. As a mystic, he believed there was a deeper meaning to that text, and the deeper meaning is that it's not just a general idea to love your neighbor or your reha, it's more like a companion as yourself. It's that you love the people you're praying with, that you're creating a community with, and that elevates your prayer, and that elevates everyone's prayer. And what more is there that makes it powerful for us to pray together than the very act that we are praying together? For the next song, if there are any Temple Israel Religious School families, you know what I like to say about this song. It's the way that we symbolically, at least, say that we have completed reading the book of Psalms every day. We read the last one of the book of Psalms. I'm going to sing the full text of the Psalms in the same tune that you know. And it has a lot of musical instruments mentioned, which is why I always like to make sure to sing this out loud when I lead a service. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, beteka shofar. Hallelujah, benavalecho. Hallelujah, betro umahon. Hallelujah, benenim beudam. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, betil tlei shama. Hallelujah, betil tlei trua. Oh, Haneshama, Hallelujah, Hallelujah, Hallelujah. Oh, Haneshama, Hallelujah, Hallelujah, Hallelujah. so busy learning the music, I didn't memorize the notes I wanted to say in between the songs. I called this concert the 4 M's, based on an article we read in Canterbury School. The first M was meeting. These are songs that bring us together to create that sense of community, of praying and celebrating together. The second M is memory. And memory is another way that cantors evoke, is another thing cantors evoke through the use of Jewish music. And that memory is not always strictly religious. Sometimes it's more of a cultural memory. The next song is in Yiddish. It's a Yiddish pop song. It's a Yiddish song about a guy who has a crush on someone, and he calls her as pretty as the moon, Shane V.D. Lavona, and I picture a full moon and people, dancing in the moonlight, something like that. And I think the guy's a little nervous, and as the song goes on, I think he gets more confidence in trying to talk about his feelings. Dir moin is mir zu mich, ich geh a Rutz erfischt, ich weiß allein die Tod sich von dir. Schämt sich, ich bin reut, die Trug ist bei mir teut, wenn ich so gern was ich will. Du bist daran zu mir, in euch Quartier, hat weh zu sagen dir, dass du bist. Schenk wie die Wonne, leuchtet wie die Sterne, von Himmel am Matane, hab ich zu geschickt, mein Glück hob ich gewinnen, wenn ich hobe sich gewinnen. Shades with toys and sin, hopes my heart's vergelegt. Deinen Zähne weiße Perle, mit deiner schönen Augen, deine Hände deine Haare, Haus mit zugezeugen, schenken die Wonne, leuchten wie die Sterne, von Himmel am Matone. Bist du mir zugeschickt, schenk wie die Wonne, leuchtet wie die Sterne, von Himmel am Matone. Bist du mir zugeschickt, mein Glück hob ich gewinnen, wenn ich hobe sich gewinnen. Schenk wie Toys and sin, holds my heart's vergelegt. Deine Zähne weiße Perle, mit deiner schönen Augen, deine Hände deine Haare, Haus mich zugezeugen, schenken wie die Wonne, leuchten wie die Sterne, von Himmel am Matone, bist du mir zugeschickt. Let's move on from that into another topic of our memory. The Jews have a long-term memory of our relationship to the land of Israel. I probably don't need to tell you that is something that we're all thinking a lot about right now, and I do hope and pray that it is a place where people are able to live in peace together in the near future. It's a special place to me as well. As I said, Jews remembered it for a long time, and the story that I'm going to sing to you is it's a song that was written before there was a modern Jewish state in Israel. And that memory seemed like a bit of a dream, a bit of a fantastical dream about a magical land filled with legendary characters. And the protagonist of this song, you can read the translation in the program notes, which are linked in the chat of the live stream. The protagonist, he expects to find that, and he does find the legendary Rabbi Akiva, who tells him, no, this isn't a land full of legendary creatures, except, I guess, Rabbi Akiva. It's a place where you are the Maccabee, you are the person who is going to make this place what it will be. Moving on to our next M is the next M. It's actually not an M. It's not a Hebrew letter. It's not the 4 Hebrew letter M's. It's the 4 English letter M's. The next M is the Psalm Adonai Ro'i, the 23rd Psalm, and I'm going to be talking about the M of meditation. Of course, this is also about memory. It's a psalm that is used in memorial services, in funerals. Certainly some of the earlier songs are also music of meditation. I think what makes this more a song of meditation is that it's a way that we use music to bring us calm and peace when we're going through difficult times, as psalms have also long been used for in the Jewish tradition. This is by a composer, Gerald Cohen, who during cantorial school, I've had a chance to go to some, in the before COVID times, some Jewish music conferences and meet some of the contemporary leading composers and musicians. And so I was able to meet Gerald Cohen once and told him I was singing his song. So that was fun. Adonai Rohi, lo So I'd like to welcome my son, Max, to the Bima, the latest bar mitzvah in the Snowbird family. And we will be singing a song that we call Eli Eli. The real name to it, if you must know, is A Walk to Khazaria, to the Israeli city of Roman origin, Khazaria. And this song is meaningful to me for a really unique reason. I remember hearing this song when I was a kid growing up in synagogue. I remember the rabbi and the cantor talking about how it was a song written by, or the words was a poem written by Hannah Senesh, who was, when what's now Israel was essentially a British colony during World War II. She volunteered with the British Army and was killed in the war trying to fight the Nazis. And and that just sticks with me until now as a model of how the clergy team at a synagogue can bring something new, something that wasn't part of the regular service into the service to create something meaningful. And again, this is also an Israeli song written by David Zahavi, who was a composer, who was also a kibbutznik, and really someone who shaped what we think of it as Israeli music. Thank you, Max. And for our final song of the meditation part of the evening, we're also going to move into High Holidays, which we'll continue into for a couple more songs. Aside from the first song, which is something that I wrote while I was in cantorial school, actually, this is probably the newest song, the newest popularly recorded song in the Jewish world of the ones that I'm presenting tonight. It's Nigun Tishrei by Nava Tehillah, specifically by Yoel Seitz, and Daphne Rosenberg is the other main person of Nava Tehillah. They're a Jewish renewal community that meets in Jerusalem and have composed some really amazing music. I believe it started out as just something they were doing to explore the prayers themselves, but they've become quite the musical act, and I've had a chance to actually even sing with Noel Sykes and Daphne Rosenberg once when they were visiting a synagogue that I sometimes work with. They like to organize the chairs in a circle and have an inner circle of people who they kind of prep to help sing along and then engage the congregation outwards. So they've written a nigun, meaning a wordless melody, for every month of the year. And this is the nigun for Tishrei, the month in which the high holidays occur. Some people say that Jewish music is often in a minor key. I found out studying it in cantorial school, that's not quite true, but I would say there's often an interplay between major and minor. And we certainly see that in some of the high holiday modes. And so while that is not, this isn't in a traditional high holiday mode, we'll hear a little bit of that afterwards. We do hear, when Max plays guitar, you're gonna hear there's some major chords and some minor chords that we're shifting from relative major to relative minor, for those of you who know what that means. So I think that is something that makes this kind of sound Jewish. Continuing along with the high holidays in the month of Tishrei, I'm going to sing a piece of really one of the oldest Jewish songs, Chazanut of cantorial music, and that is what we call Kol Nidre. All vows is what it literally means. I don't think it matters what it means, actually. I think most of the time it's pretty mainstream to say that the words are what is important, and the music is what brings those words alive and gets them into your heart. I think for Kol Nidre, actually I'm going to tell you a funny story. Once in cantorial school, we tried singing, I forget if we sang it or listened to a recording of the translation. It does not make a lot of sense. The words of Kol Nidre, actually, I hope I'm not going to get in trouble for saying that. But it doesn't make a lot of sense. I think with Kol Nidre, it actually is the music that is really a very old tune. I'm basing what I'm singing on an arrangement by Cantor Israel Alter, but he didn't write it. It is really an ancient tune that goes back, maybe not as old as the Torah, but it goes back. No one knows how far it goes back. Let's put it that way. Maybe it's 1,000 years, something like that. So that's something of a more, we've done some contemporary music, and here is an older piece of Jewish music. Yeshiva shel Mala, Yeshiva shel Mata, Al dat hamakom ve'al dat I think that's, I just was thinking as I was saying that, I knew there was a reason I wanted to do this concert in a sanctuary, and I realized I've led Yom Kippur services twice. Last year it was on Zoom, I was in a little apartment. The year before I was in a really beautiful chapel. It was the MIT Chapel, Arrow, Siren. I almost became an architect, so I geeked out about that, long story. But that was meaningful. And this was the first time I sang Holy Grail in a Jewish sanctuary with, the Torah nearby. So that was, thank you, Temple Israel, for having me. Moving on to high holidays, we're actually going to back up to Rosh Hashanah. Actually, I still need the high holidays Siddur. So I want to thank Cheryl for, among other things, letting me use this Siddur that she had from childhood, because it's the old Reformed Siddur. There's actually a number of different Avinu Malkeinu texts, but the text, the text in the traditional, the traditional way of singing Avinu Malkeinu, the really traditional way is like Avinu Malkeinu, Shema Koleinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Hatanu Lefanecha, Avinu Malkeinu. And that's great, but Max Janowski took one of the version of the text that was used in the Rosh Hashanah evening service in the Old Reform High Holiday Prayer Book, and made it from something repetitive into this really beautiful art song. And that is what I'm going to sing to you tonight. I bet a lot of you have heard it. Heard this version before. It's been pretty famous in the Jewish music world. So Here we go with Being Monkey. Aviru Malkeinu, Shema Koleinu. Aviru Malkeinu, Chatanu Lefanecha. Aviru Malkeinu, Amol Aleinu, Amol Aleinu. Letapeinu, Aviru Malkeinu, Kaletemer, Lechmer Repin Raham, Me'aleinu. Aviru Malkeinu, Kaletemer, Umasih. Me'aleinu, Aviru Malkeinu, Aviru Malkeinu, Osheinu, L'Sefer Hayim Tovim, Aviru Malkeinu, Kadesh Aleinu, Kadesh Aleinu, Shana Tova, Aviru, Aviru Malkeinu, Harem, 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 Yisrael, Amecha. Avinu Malkeinu, Koneinu Vaneinu, Ki ein Banu Maasim, Aseh Imanu, Tzedakah Chesed, Le'oshienu, Aviru Malkeinu, Shema Koleinu. So we've been through meaning, memory, meditation, and majesty, and sometimes all of those things come together. You know, Saturday morning services in a traditional synagogue can be kind of long. Even I, as the person who loves Jewish prayer and is making it a career, sometimes think that services get long. And there's a reason for it, and that's Musaf. Musaf means additional. Musaf is the additional service. And I believe that it's actually the most important part of the service. Everything else you do on a Saturday morning, a Shabbat or Sabbath morning service, you do during the rest of the week. You know, Shema, Baruch, Torah readings, you know, if you can go to weekday minions and get those things. But Musaf, it only comes on Shabbat. It's the special thing for Shabbat. And Musaf Kedusha is kind of a loose translation, but it's like the additional, it's the additional holiness. I think it is the high point of a service. So, and I think that that's reflected in the music, because there's tunes that become second nature to people who come to services often. And really, it's pretty complex. There, you have different Jewish prayer modes. You have within Kedusha, you have a couple Adonai Malach mode and Ahava Rabbah mode. You'll have to go to cantorial school to learn exactly what those mean. And then you have some things that are composed by cantors who we know. You have some traditional folk music that we don't know where it comes from. You have solos for the cantor. You have parts where the rest of the congregation sings along. So I'm going to sing Musaf Kedusha. I'm going to stop before the last paragraph, Lador Vador, and when we get to the last paragraph, we have a special way we're going to do now. Naharitzecha v'nahatishecha kisot ziha sarvei kodesh ha'makdishim shimcha b'kodesh kahatu al yad nevi'echa v'karazel zeh ve'amar kadosh Kadosh, Kadosh, Adonai Tzevaot, Melech haaretz kevodo. Kevodo male male olamayim ekom kevodo. Kevodo male male olamayim ekom kevodo. Kevodo male male olam. Visharatav shoalim, shoalim zalazayim ekom kevodo. Visharatav shoalim, shoalim zalazayim ekom kevodo. Lumatam baruch yomeru, baruch kevod Adonai mimakomo. Mimakomo yifnei l'rachamim v'yachon amam yachadim shmo erev v'boker b'chol yom tamid. Amayim v'ahava, amayim v'ahava, Shema omrim, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hu Eloheinu, Hu Avinu, Malkeinu, Moshiach. Hu Eloheinu, Hu Avinu, Hu Malkeinu, Moshiach. Ve'hu Yashmi'enu b'rachamav. Sheni, 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 Sheni l'heinei konai. Le'yod la'el Elohim, Ani Adonai Elohechem. U'divrei kodshecha katuv le'emor, Im lo Adonai le'olam, Elohai Tzion, Lidor Bator, Hallelujah. So that was almost the entire Musaf Kedusha. The last paragraph of actually every Kedusha is Lidor Vador. Here's something I learned in cantorial school. I wasn't planning to reveal this secret, but actually the music almost always changes in some form when you get to Lidor Vador. We're going to do a little more dramatic change in the music. Lidor Vador will be our final song, so before I get to that, I want to say some thank yous. First of all, probably the biggest thank you goes to my voice teacher, Frank Kelly. 5 years ago, I came to him as someone who sang in high school choir and had come to find that I liked leading services from time to time when I had the opportunity and wanted to get better. And so if you like the way I sound, you can thank him. And if you don't like the way I sound, it's probably because I did not practice as much as he told me to. I also want to thank Lynn Torgo, who's currently my advisor and the current director of the cantorial program, and of course all of the other faculty who have been supporting me along the way. I want to thank people at Temple Israel, especially for tonight. I want to thank Nadav Matthews and David Winthrop and Christine Dame, who helped with some of the logistics for it, and of course to President Josh Nathan and the past President Steve Salton, and everyone else on the board, and everyone in the religious school who's welcome me here. I want to thank Dean Arvidsson, who's off stage to the right. I don't know if you want to come wave at the camera. So Dean came very highly recommended, and has made the trek up here to play piano, and also has been one of my teachers along the process, so thank you. Yeah, there are lots of other, so many other friends and family who have supported me along the way. I'm sure if I tried to name them all, I would miss them. I also want to, of course, thank my children, Max and Hannah, who are here. Max even restrung my guitar just for the occasion, so that was nice. And I'd like to invite Hannah to come up, and we will be singing the last song together. Lador Hador means from generation to generation we will praise God's name, and I think that is really the core of what we're doing in this business. We are passing down our values from generation to generation, and often using music and prayer to do so. Ledor vador nagiro leva, ledor vador nagiro leva. Holen etzavim, kedushat nagdish. Ledor vador nagiro leva, ledor vador nagiro leva. Holen etzavim, kedushat nagdish. V'shivcha Eloheinu, Ivinu lo yavush elapared. V'shivcha Eloheinu, Ivinu lo yavush elapared. Ledor vador nagiro leva, ledor vador nagiro leva. Holen etzavim, kedushat nagdish. Thank you, Eric. So, good evening.
Great job, man. Thank you, my dear. Nice job with this. Mark has to go, but it was great.